Hi and welcome to our introduction video or our preview trailer video for our latest report on getting rid of shoulder pain forever. I'm going to very quickly take you through what's involved in this report, but firstly, or what's inside, but firstly, why did we create it? Well, there's several reasons really. The first one is that most health solutions, not even for shoulder pain, but back pain, knee pain, even most musculoskeletal problems, are merely treating symptoms and not the cause. We wanted to show you how we use a program that assesses and tries to find the source of the problem, and then treating the injury at its cause, which just getting rid of pain doesn't mean you got rid of your problem. So this is a big thing with shoulders. That's why they're so hard to get rid of, and people might have them for so long. I mean, really, they could have got rid of them so much sooner if they were addressing the real reason. So a big part of this program is education, understanding how it works. There's a lot of confusion with exercise on how to use exercise. So, for example, using cable rows and just scapular retraction to try and correct this problem, actually makes things worse, not better. So our main objective with this is to show you there's a better way to treat the shoulder that's less expensive and invasive than surgery and medications and physio treatments and massages that you end up doing for like 6 to 12 months. That really just giving you short-term relief, but not really. It's never really getting rid of the full problem because you haven't addressed the real reasons behind all of that. So, and this is the long-term solution that we know that works. So we've proven this for a long time, and we've tried to simplify what is a very complicated topic for many people to understand. Firstly, we'll take a look at what's inside. Alright, so let's show you what's inside. So basically we're giving you 95 pages of stuff here, and in the intro section it's very much like about a bit about me, and so you can read some stories about people who've done well. I didn't put too many in, as I've done on other times. It just makes the report too long, but good books that I would recommend you to follow behind, and there's many others at the back of the report here where I give you references, but a lot of these show you there's ways of overcoming this, and it's, to be honest, it's not the standard treatment of today, where we're just merely treating symptoms with massage and trigger point release and acupuncture release, sort of different things. Stretching the neck and the shoulder are really not going to do much for you at all. So basically at the start I give you a bit of a background behind this, a bit about the stats on shoulder pain, understanding chronic pain, and a bit like I was talking about how the treating of symptoms is not really a very good idea. Prevention is always a better way of doing things. So if you don't have pain, very important to understand how to exercise so you know how to correct it, how to prevent the problem getting there in the first place. Common methods people are using, well, sometimes they're good and sometimes they exacerbate things. The different types of injuries, so there's rotator cuff problems, there's arthritis, there's shoulder impingement, shoulder instability, bicep tendon tears, not to mention all the different types of surgeries, fractures, dislocations. It can go on and on and on. So many different potential injuries from around this joint, just because of the fact it's such a stable joint, such an unstable joint due to its requirement for mobility. So basically I give you a bit of an explanation, trying to simplify without using too many of the long terms and stuff, but to give you an understanding how it all works, and explaining a bit of the muscles behind it and which ones are the two important ones, which are really your lower traps, the serratus anterior. Looking into how the role of the spine, because we're going to have to look at the rest of the body. Posture is massive. Understanding the tonic phasic muscle system, upper cross syndrome, very common with shoulder pain. How the lower limbs affected the shoulder. So if you've got a foot problem, there's a good chance you probably will get a problem in your arm. And using baseball as an example of how that actually works, I explain how that works and how you go about looking at the rest of the body. So and you'll see that when we get into the exercise component, how we touch on that. We look at workstation setup for sitting positions, explain the success formula of how we work through treating, look at the mobility and flexibility problems first, stability, strength, and then power. This one here is these two are very much the crux of the program. If you get these two right, these two are very easy to get later on, but these two we could spend a lot of time, especially this one. If I sort of find this one's a lot harder with shoulders, and more so than any other joint, just for, like I said before, just because of the lack of stability around there. Look at how we break down the strength component from isolation to integration. Yeah, working out through that, explaining the function of the core, how we use the slings, what they all mean, scapular humeral rhythm. So this is what is the optimal pulling pattern, how we develop the strength in the scapular stabilizers. A lot of people get this wrong. They use the right exercise, but they do the right exercise wrong and create a problem. So this is very common in the gym setting. They sort of got it right, but they don't quite understand these key concepts, which there's 3 of these key concepts specific to the shoulder. You're not finished once you've done that, but these are a big component. Now, within all of the, when I get to this part here on, I start to provide you with links to different videos that explain when I talk about this, and I'll give you a video that talks into that in a bit more detail and shows it in real life in an example. Then when we get into the assessment, I'll give you the assessments, and you can work out how to do them. And again, I'm going to start giving you like links to things where you can see how to do all the different tests and exercises, so you can click on that, shows you how to do that, click on that, shows you how to do that. This one will have both of these in there. So every single one, how to do that, you'll see, okay, how to do that. So I'm giving you all of the free videos on that will link to the exercise instruction. Now, I work through all of this, the mobility and stability things, step by step, how to do it, how to test yourself, how to go back and test yourself. Then we're getting into the strength sort of component, more through the stability again, working into the strength components, looking at how we break up all the different patterns of movement and how you do them correctly. Again, all videos for every single one. All right, so you won't have to try and guess or remember or work it out from two-dimensional pictures. Don't quite do it justice. And then right towards the end, when you're working your way through, so to help you put it all together after we've moved through power, there's all the programs. All right, so, and I actually even give you a description of roughly how long it would take. Very hard to actually say, because it all can depend quite significantly depending on the injury. There's so many factors, but as a rule of thumb, you know, how long you would roughly want to spend on each one minimum. All right, and then you work your way through. So I'll give you, again, the choices of exercises can vary. That's why you must do the assessments in the beginning, because some of them might be relevant, some of them may not be. And I teach you how you do that within this report. All right, but basically you get like 6 phases of programs working through from releasing tight areas to then adding the control. And you'll really need to get into these fairly quickly, because you could get stuck in releasing things, but it could be the lack of stability and strength that you really require. So yeah, so then I show you how to move through all of these, give you all the sets, the reps, the tempos, the rests, working your way through to the more difficult, more sports orientated and dynamic stuff towards the end, where you really finish the entire program. All right, so then I summarize it all up for you. If you need other things, if you've got other injuries in other areas, I'd recommend looking at them, because the game will play a role. Where to get the equipment that I show you in some of the exercises that we use, so you can get from these couple of places, and right at the end, the references that you can look up to show you to basically follow where I've been sourcing a lot of this information from. So yeah, that's really what's in the book here, and I recommend, you know, this is a great resource. You've got tons of exercises that we've been using, you know, and these are only just a starting point really, but I really loaded up in the stability and mobility part, just because I find that's where a lot of the pain is removed and sets up the strength side quite well. And I give you a handful of exercises to get you going, but you know, there's a lot more you can add in once you know how to do the key ones, the foundation ones. All right, so any questions, let me know. Go to our website. You can get from the online shop, you go to resources online shop, and you'll find that you can get download this straight from there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, I hope you enjoyed what was inside. So if you want to get the copy of that straight away, go to our website, our online shop, at this website address here. And at the moment it's only $17, which made it a lot cheaper with it by including all the videos within there instead of having to download a separate file for the video. I wanted to make this one a lot easier, so you could follow it as you go through the book. So the program's in front of you and the video's straight with the exercise that you're up to. And yeah, so this is the first time we've done like this way. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any problems, you can email me at any time and I'll get back to you and help you every step of the way. All right, okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope we help you with your shoulder pain.